Hi, hello everyone. Yes, it's so wonderful to have you all here on this platform, on this new platform where we can't see each other, but we can still talk to each other. Yes, Megha, thanks for being here. Gunjan, SK Chawla, and see who's here to tell you all hi. None other than Rajiv Verma.
Enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Oh, we have people from other places, other continents too. Yes. Oh. Sweta, Sunhera, Santosh, Vaishali, Longsen, who I hope I pronounced your word right. Shanu. Thanks for being here. Yes. And I would like to thank first you, the audience, then Dr. Abhishek and Dr. Anand and the team WDA for giving us this platform so that we can interact with each other. Now, today's session, we can do it in two ways. I just talk. Maybe you'll yawn in between. Maybe you'll zoom out in between. Or we can have an interactive session. So we have a box there that shows live comments, and I can see all of that. So that is going to be our interactive medium, mode of interaction, right? So how would you like your session? You would want an interactive one, or you would want just a one-way traffic? Yeah, so let's put that down. If you could put it down in your live comments, how would you like the session to be? Yes, interactive, right? So we are on the same page. So all of you grab a pen and a paper. So all of you grab a pen and a paper. And now we are going to start this discussion by two questions. Okay? So you're going to write an answer to two questions. Don't worry, it's not your exam. Don't worry, you're not going to get marks, right? So the first thing that we're going to discuss, the first question for you is, what are the things that stress you in life? The causes of stress. So take a paper and pen, or you could even directly put it in the live comments so that I can see. Let's do it that way, yeah? So just put it in the live comments. What are the things that stress you in life? It could be anything. The husband, it could be the wife. For the wife, it could be the husband. It could be your boss. It could be the mother-in-law. It could be this lock-in situation. It could be whatever, right? So I would like you to put in the live comments, what is it that caused stress in your life? And the second thing that we would discuss is, what is it that you want to gain in life? Yeah? What do you want to gain? It could be anything from a penthouse to the BMW, to anything. So what do you want to gain? Yes, so lovely. Sandhya says she wants health. I agree, Sandhya. That's the most required thing in today's scenario. Everybody has woken up to this realization that we all need good health. Yeah, thank you, Sandhya, for that. Okay, Jaya says time management. Smita says, yes, hi, Smita Hantodkar. So nice to have you. She's saying what thing that stresses her is being dependent. True. Yeah. Shafa wants security. Right? And someone finds instructions for laboratories being very stressful. The house. Okay, Manish feels that the house is the cause of stress. Okay, health and exams, I agree. Right. Self-procrastination. That's a tough one. Yeah. And now, what is it that you want to gain in life? Right? Okay, buying groceries is stressful. Tell me, we just had a stint, Rajiv and I, we just went and bought groceries and came. Yes, going and buying groceries can be stressful. So sweet. Okay. Financial management and handling expenses. Surbi says she wants to be a good doctor. Yeah, someone wants to gain peace. True. And in these times, what is happening? Our pieces are happening. Instead of peace, we are having pieces happening. Overthinking. Dr. Happy says overthinking is what causes stress. Yeah. And Prabhujot Singh wants good health and financial security. So good, right? I'm very happy with all your shares and just a little bit of thinking, right? See, in life, there is an art to paint. There is an art to cook, something that my husband is doing very nicely these days. Then there is an art to dance. We have all types of arts, right? So according to you, what is the art to live? I want you to think in your perspective. How should we live? What is the art to live? And taking that further, this is never taught to us, right? We are only told, don't get stressed, chill, don't get anxious, don't get depressed. But what to do when these emotions come up? How to handle these emotions? How not to get stressed and depressed? Is that ever taught? Just think. Yeah. So a very interesting story. Would you like to hear a very interesting story? Something that's very close to my heart. Yeah. And the story is, there's a professor and a boatman. And the professor goes into the boat and tells the boatman, take me from one side of the river to the other side. I will give you 50 bucks. So the boatman tells him, okay, come on, hook on, let's sit, let's start. And then when they go from one side to the other, the professor, being the professor, तो आदत से मजबूर, तो क्वेश्चन पूछने लगता है बोटमैन से, आदत से मजबूर क्या करें, प्रोफेसर तो है. तो बोटमैन को पूछता है, आपको कुछ फिजिक्स के बारे में मालूम है? डू यू नो एनीथिंग अबाउट फिजिक्स? ये वेव्स जो होते हैं इन द रिवर, हाउ दे कम, हाई टाइड विद द मून, एंड डू यू नो एनीथिंग अबाउट द एनर्जीज एंड द वेव्स दैट कम? सो बोटमैन बोलता है, नहीं, मुझे फिजिक्स के बारे में नहीं पता, पर जो मुझे चाहिए बोट चलाने के लिए वो मुझे पता है. तो द प्रोफेसर टेल्स हिम, हाँ, फिजिक्स के बारे में आपको नहीं पता, एंड 25% of your life is waste. थोड़ा और, the boat goes ahead. Again, the professor asks the boatman, अच्छा, आपको statistics के बारे में तो पता होगा ना, numbers, और ये नंबर के आपका फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट के बारे में पता होगा, म्यूचुअल फंड्स के, स्टॉक मार्केट के बारे में तो पता ही होगा. सो द बोटमैन सेज, नहीं, ये सब तो मुझे नहीं पता, मुझे ना फाइनेंशियल मार्केट्स के लिए बारे में पता. तो उसने बोला, अच्छा, फाइनेंशियल मार्केट्स के लिए पता नहीं, तो 25% मोर ऑफ योर लाइफ इज गॉन वेस्ट. सो अभी 50% ऑफ योर लाइफ इज गॉन वेस्ट. और आपको अगर ये दूसरे चीज भी नहीं पता है, तो अभी तो आपका 75% लाइफ वेस्ट हो गया. The boat till then is gone into the middle of the river. The boatman asks the professor, आपको स्विमिंग पता है, स्विमिंग आता है? So the professor says, नहीं, मुझे स्विमिंग नहीं आता है. So the boatman says, अभी क्या है ना, there is a hole in the boat and the water is going to come in and 100% of your life is waste. So that means in life, we learn many things like that, which we spend time and energy and money learning many things like that. And the most important things sometimes are not taught to us. Yeah. Have you ever observed that how do you feel? Let's put that down in your comments. I want to see some answers there. How is your breath when you are in pain? How is your breath जब आप दर्द में होते हो? How do you feel? Or when you are sad? जब आप दुखी हैं, when you are sad, how is your breath? Have you ever observed this breath? How the breath is when you are sad? Yes, so I'm getting some nice answers there. And then when you are angry, how is the breath when you are angry? Yes, Amit said very nicely, when you're angry, the breath is fast. It is fast and irregular, right? And when you are sad, have you seen many times people in pain, the breath is very shallow, and many times, yes, it's fluttering. So where the anger is concerned, lot of experience on this field, yeah? Yes. So when you are in pain, the breath is very shallow, irregular. It also comes out with a sigh. So if you've seen patients in the hospitals, they also take out a sigh, like the sigh comes out. So there is a connection. There is a very close connection between your breath and the emotions, right? Now, like I said, we're all told, don't get stressed, don't get anxious, don't get angry. But we're never taught. And you know, it is very difficult to teach the mind. Have you ever realized that it is very difficult to teach the mind? And do you know why it is very difficult? Because we as doctors know that the mind has a system that is called as a involuntary system. Yeah? So now we can play a game. Yes, Dr. Rajiv, can we play the game? So now we are going to play a game called the freeze game. Are you all ready to play the freeze game? As it is, we are freezed, right? So what is the game? The music is going to play, and when the music plays, when the music stops, you have to freeze in whatever position you are. Whatever position you are, you have to freeze yourself. And if you can take out a photo of yours a selfie of yours in that freeze state and send it afterwards, it would be great, right? So we're all going to play the freeze game, and Rajiv is going to start the music for us. If you want, you can also get up from your place where you're sitting and shake your leg, or wherever you're sitting, just sway and move your hands and enjoy it. Yes, let's have it.
Can I sing instead of starting?
They'll all run away. Okay, come on. There's a reason why we are doing this. Okay, let's start it again. Let's start the music again. One more time. Yes, let's start. You can move in spite of the music not coming. Just play on. Freeze. Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Let's give ourselves a big hand, everybody. Thank you for joining in and being such a sport, such a good sport. Yeah? Okay. Now some time for introspection. Enjoyed the game? Yes, let's have some comments if you all enjoyed the freeze game. Yeah? And now, what did you learn from this game? Or what did you feel from this game? I want those coming up in your chats. What did you feel or what did you learn from this game? Yeah? We played a lovely game. So what did you learn from this game? Yes. Yes, yes, the freeze game. Yeah. So in the game, you learned one thing, that when you were playing the game, enjoy. Yes, Surubi, you enjoyed the game, right? So yes, Smita, you need to accept whatever comes your way and be there. So the music came your way and you had to accept it, be there and enjoy it. Yeah. Some people felt happy. Wow, you learned how to be happy. You learned how to feel transformed. So nice. Yes, I'm so happy to see. Yeah, great. Moment of short happiness. Yes, because in that time that we were dancing and being free, was our mind worrying? Did it go anywhere? Was it worrying about what happened yesterday or what will happen tomorrow? No, right? So you realize that when the mind is in the present, you enjoy, right? So you have to, yes, Shweta, live in the moment, right? Because it is the present where the happiness is. That is why the name is present, right? So this mind has this tendency. Have you seen this? What happens? The mind keeps going to the past and it keeps going to the future. When it goes to the past, you get, what do you feel? Why did I do that? Right? So there is regret. There is sometimes guilt. These are the feelings that come in the past. And if you go to the future, like now we are in this time, and we just don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So when you go to the future, what comes? Yes, you feel anxious, right? Okay, I'm so happy. Comments are still. Sharat says he forgot Corona in that moment. Yes, right. And you have to be yourself, whatever comes. Live in the moment, right? So the mind will take you to the past and future. Now it is very easy for us to say that the happiness is in the present. Get the mind to the present. Now, whole day we can't be dancing. Imagine you're dancing all the time. Your patients will think you mad, right? You can't keep dancing all the time and do your dentistry. You can't keep dancing all the time on the road. They'll pick you up and they'll put you in the mental hospital, right? So now, how to get the mind to the present? You can't keep dancing. And you have a very good news. We just saw, you all answered, how the breath and the emotions were linked together. So the best way to get the mind to the present, not to make the mind go into the past and future, is by using the breath. We have this trump card. And I'm going to go into a little bit of medical jargon. See, the mind, if I tell you, I told you dance, you could move your hands and legs and head very easily. Why? Because we have a voluntary nervous system that supplies the organs of the body, the hands, the movements is voluntary, right? It is a nervous system that listens to you. But if I tell you, now sit 20 minutes without thoughts. Why 20 minutes? Sit 10 minutes without thoughts. Can you sit easily? As easy as the dance was? No. Similarly, if somebody has diabetes or if you're stressed, can the person who has diabetes say, I have eaten 2 rasgullas or some sweet, some chocolate cake? Please secrete more insulin. Can he tell the pancreas? And also if he tells the pancreas, will the pancreas listen? No. So the mind and the hormones are in a non-listening mode. That is, it has involuntary nervous system. And it is that part of the life that troubles us. Our mind and the hormones are what actually troubles us, right? All the havoc is created there. Rajiv had so many questions coming up on his webinar. People saying that I'm scared to go out and treat a patient. I'm depressed. I'm worried what I was supposed to start my clinic on 30th. And now I'm worried. So many worries, anxieties, apprehensions, right? Can you tell the mind, just do away with it? No. Also, if you tell, it doesn't listen because it's got the non-listening mode or the involuntary nervous system. Now, involuntary nervous system, who? It is the producer only who gave us, the maker of this body, right? So it's not our fault. But this is the wiring that we have, the mind has, and the pancreas has, and all the other hormones have. So now we have to find a solution to this. And just look at the breath. The breath has both these nervous systems. You do not have to remind yourself every moment. You do not have to tell yourself, breathe, you'll die. Breathe, you'll die. Do you have to remind yourself? No, it's going on. It's involuntary. Yes, Renu says so nicely, thoughts can't stop. Overthinking cannot stop. And in this session today, we are going to see how to stop your thoughts or at least make them less. How to stop this overthinking. Yeah. And it is by your breath, because the breath has both the nervous systems, the involuntary nervous systems and the voluntary nervous systems. Yes. So that is how we have a trump card, which we do not use, right? So now, would you all like to experience? I will teach you one of the breathing practices. That is, that's a short breathing practice. See, for me, what I'd like to tell you is my whole journey of life, it was a very tough time to me. And tough times actually show you the way, right? It's the tough times, it's the challenges that you try and find solutions and answers. So for me also, it was a very tough time. It was around about 2007 when we, just few years before, my husband Rajiv, who you will all know, had started the state-of-art dental laboratory. So we had taken a big loan. There were a loan for the place, and there were employees with us. We had also bought a house, a joint house, a big house that was going on. And in between and I had my elder daughter in the 11th she was in the 12th, and she was going on with this medical or dentist or engineering. She had her sets of apprehensions. And suddenly one day when Rajiv was giving a lecture, like you all know, he got an angina pain. And with that, we had to operate him for a bypass. It was one of the most challenging times of my life, but one of the most rewarding times, because I became irritable. Instead of being supportive, I became irritable. I became snappy. I started having anxiety pangs, which I never told anybody. And I knew if I did not address this, somewhere I too would land up with some problem or the other, right? That is when by chance, because maybe that was what was destined for me to be, and I was introduced to this world of yoga, breathing, and meditation by first a dentist only, Dr. Ajit Oak. And we don't, as a medical practitioner, or rather in the medical field, I would say, as you do not accept things easily. You want to have evidence. And that was the time. Also, I would like to add that I had two issues. One is I have a hip joint that's not normal since birth. It's dysplastic. And the other thing is I'm an asthmatic. I was an asthmatic. So these two things showed up during my stressful times. My hip started paining and my asthma showed up. And that was the time Dr. Ajit Oak actually introduced me to this world of yoga, breathing, and meditation. I studied it for 1 year as a diploma in yoga. And after doing this 1 year diploma, it helped my hip joint a lot. But 1 year down the line, with standing third and even having the best, one of the best theses in the diploma, there was one thing that was still not addressed. My mind. There was still a lot of times when I couldn't meditate, I couldn't let go. So I knew I had to learn something more effective and user-friendly, what I could do. So then it was that time that I was introduced to this very powerful breathing practice called the Sudarshan Kriya, which is a 25-minute breathing practice, and it has rhythms of breath. Yeah. So now, of course, that has to be learned in a series. It cannot be learned like this in a span of 10 minutes or so. But I'd like you all to experience at least one, like a trial round, at least one of the breathing practices. Are you all ready to go? Yes? Right? So would you all like to experience one of the breathing practices? I'll guide you through it. Okay? So for that, the first thing that you have to do is you have to sit comfortably and easily on the chair or on the floor or on wherever you are. Yeah, keep your spine erect. Keep the ringer of your phones off, because you will get disturbed if there is any call that comes to you, right? So the next 5 to 7 minutes is for you. It's only yours. So let's keep all our other things aside and let's learn this breathing. Yeah? So the first breathing that I'm going to teach you all is called as the alternate nostril breathing. And if you want to know the technical name, the yoga name, it's called as the Nadi Shodhan Pranayam. Okay? So pranayam is the name given to breathing practices that we do in yoga. And I'll come to what pranayam is. Let's learn this breathing and experience it, right? So for you, your left hand, just join your thumb and your pointer finger, and the other 3 fingers should be straight. And keep this hand, this is the left hand, it will go on your left thigh. Yeah? Keep it on your left thigh. Now I'm going to tell you the position of the right hand. The right hand, so this is going to be the position of the right hand. The right thumb will go on the right nostril. The middle 2 fingers, my photo is like a mirror image, so that's why telling you right and left, right? The right thumb is on the right nostril. The middle 2 fingers are in your eyebrow center. And the ring finger and the small finger is on your left nostril. So it's like this, right? So your nose is going to come in between this. This is where your nose is going to come. So the middle 2 fingers on the eyebrow center, the right thumb on the right nostril, and last 2 fingers on the left center. Yeah? Now, I will first demonstrate the breathing. You listen to me. Don't do it. And then we'll do it together. So first focus on the listening, and then we will do it together. Is that fine? Okay. So now release the left fingers, right? We will be breathing out from the left nostril, then breathing in from the left, then closing the left with both those fingers, releasing the thumb and breathing out from the right. Then breathing in from the right, closing the right with the thumb, releasing the ring finger, and breathing out from the left. Again, breathing in from the left, closing the left, breathing out from the right, breathing in from the right, closing the right, breathing out from the left. So this breathing in from the left and out from the right, and in from the right and out from the left is called as one round. So let's all sit and do it together. Can we all sit and do it? Yes. next. It's the Nadi Shodhan pranayam. Yes, Amit, it's the Nadi Shodhan. It balances both the hemispheres of the brain, the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. Okay, so let's sit comfortably, easily, spine erect, neck straight, and a smile on the face. The breath should be long and deep without any sound. So you're going to take long, smooth breaths without any sound. Let's start. Breathe out from the left. Now breathe in from the left. Close the left. Breathe out from the right. Breathe in from the right. Close the right. Breathe out from the left. Breathe in from the left. Close the left. Breathe out from the right. Breathe in from the right. Close the right. Breathe out from the left. Again, breathe in from the left. Close the left. Breathe out from the right. Breathe in from the right. Close the right. Breathe out from the left. Continue on your own without any sound, with a smile. Can you continue on your own? Now let's complete this round by breathing out from the left. When you breathe out from the left, the round gets completed. And relax. Keep both your hands, palms on your thighs, open to the skies, and eyes closed. And I will take you, we will do a guided meditation. So I will be giving you instructions. There will be a small music played. Just follow the instructions. Do not focus. Gently just follow the instructions like how we hear a song. So keep your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. One more breath in. your body and surroundings. Slowly and gradually getting aware of your body and surroundings. With a smile, whenever you feel complete, you may open your eyes. Good evening. So, how was it? Did you like it? You can put your experience in the live comments, how you liked it. Yes? Yeah. Now, going ahead, after this, are you all feeling energized? Are you feeling relaxed? Are you feeling happy after doing the breathing and this meditation? Yes, Pranita, it was very relaxing. Yeah. See, in life, where do we get our energy from? Have you ever thought about that? Right? So can we discuss? Can you put in the chat? Thank you, Anita, for saying it was refreshing and a superb experience. Yes, Arvind, you're feeling relaxed and energized, peaceful. Kimina Kambe, hello. I'm happy to hear you're feeling peaceful. Yes, SK Chawla, it was a wonderful experience. I'm so happy. Huh? So now this relaxation or this state of mind that we are feeling is because we did a meditation and we did a breathing practice. So we have mainly 4 sources of energy, right? We get energy from food and water. We get energy from sleep, because then we get energy from breath, and we get energy when our mind is calm. These are our 4 main sources. Let's have a look at each source. So if we say food is a source of energy, right? And approximately everybody eats 2 to 3 kgs of food a day. Maybe less, some people less, maybe some people more, right? But if you go to a party and you go to, I know I'm talking about a party, I'm talking about marriages and we're all locked in. So if you go to a marriage and there is this buffet, so you'll get, there's Chinese, there's Italian, there will be chaat, there will be pani puri, and then there will be all these desserts, and there'll be main course, and there'll be snacks, right? And you go and try everything. You want to try everything. What happens after that? You want to find your bed. That's the next thing you want to do. You want to just go and sleep. We just said food is a source of energy. Why didn't it energize you? So the right kind of food, the right amount of food at the right time is a source of energy. Yes? Now coming to the next one. We'll skip the breath because that I want to talk about more, is sleep. Right? So we can be without sleep. We can be without sleep for a day or 2. Yes, we can. Similarly, we can be without food. People who fast for many days. For a day or 2, we can be without food. But what about breath? How much time can you be without breath? Let's try. You want to? Let's close our nose and see for how many seconds we can be without breath. That important is that source of energy, the breath. And that is the one that is most neglected. We only realize we are breathing when we run to catch a train, or we run to catch a flight, or when we are doing some workout. That's the only time we remember the breath. Right? Another very important source of energy is our calm meditative state of mind. And you all just experienced it, how you all felt relaxed and energized, right? So we were going to have some mantras for happiness, how to feel happy. So first thing we realized is the mind is very difficult to train. It doesn't listen to you. So the first mantra is use your breath to train the mind and to go beyond the thoughts. So using the breath is the first mantra and doing some breathing techniques. So what we did was an alternate nostril breathing or doing meditation to train the mind or go beyond the mind is another way, right? Now, I would also like to take your mind back to the time you were in school. Yeah. So when you were in school, what was the thing you thought if you had next, you will be happy? For me, at least, I was in school and I would see my sisters. I had elder sisters and brothers. They in college, they would bunk college. So I would think, when I go to college, no, I'll be happy. I'm fed up of school. So much homework. Then the teacher checks. Then this uniform every day to wear. My brother, mommy bought him a motorcycle. And he bunks also, you know, I've heard him discuss with his friends, let's go see this movie. So when I go to college, junior college, I will be happy. Then what happened? I went to junior college. And oh my God, in some time came the 12th standard. And it was, we need 98 this percent to go into medical or dental. So all pressures. I thought, oh God, when I get into a professional college, I will be happy. Yes? I hope you can all hear me because Vanita ji has said no voice. Can everybody else hear me? Can you put it on the chat box? Yeah. Okay. So, so then I thought when I go to college, when I go to professional college, I will be very happy. Got into dental college. All of you all must have realized this when you went to dental college and we were in GDC, Mumbai. Yeah? And then submissions. There were carvings. There were so many class 2s to do, dentures. I got pass, my God. And the final year percentage was so little. I thought, oh my God, when I pass out once for all, then I will be happy. I wanted to do a post-graduation. When I get good marks, I will be happy. Yes? So for all of us, it has happened the same. Then I got into my MDS. Then it was another struggle. Thesis and everything else. All that came in my way. I thought, once this happens, I will be happy. It happens for all of us. Then what happened? And the love story had started in the 4th year. We thought that when we get married, we will be happy. When our parents agree, we will be happy. So what happened? We got married. The parents got ready. Little manawing, lot of difficulty. What happened? We got married. Then what happened? The mind went to the next thing. Abhi kya? Very lonely. Now we want one. Ek chahiye. Then after the ek, dusra chahiye. Can you see what happens in life? We keep just postponing our happiness. Then after the kids came in, what we thought? Their school. Oh my God. These days, you don't get admission in the school. You have to stand in the line before the child is born. Do you know that? When they get into school, we'll be happy. Then, when they get educated, we'll be happy. Then, can you understand what happens? We keep postponing our happiness. Why? Because we link it to people, situations, and other things in life. Yeah. And very soon, what would happen? I realized very soon, life will be one day over. It's like making your bed the whole night. And by the time you've spent so much time making the bed, by the time it's perfect for you to sleep, time is up. It's day. Right? So what we must do? We have to be happy unconditionally. That means the other mantra is de-link your happiness to the whens and the dens in life. Right? Oh, somebody agrees. Bridget says, oh yes, oh God, you're so right. Yeah? Because just see, there are people who are healthy and happy. There are people who are healthy and unhappy. There are people who are married and happy. There are people who are married and unhappy. There are people who are single and happy. There are people who are single and unhappy. So, happiness is a state of mind, right? And we have to de-link it. It's not our Aadhaar card to link it to happiness. Yeah. So don't link your happiness to situations. Don't link your happiness to people. Learn to live, be happy unconditionally. And it is easy to say. Yes. So the other mantra is de-link your happiness to people, situations, and conditions. Now you will tell me it is very easy. It's very easy to say de-link your happiness, but it doesn't happen. Now I am motivating you all. I'm inspiring you all. This inspiration will stay for some time with you all. Oh, de-link, 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 de-link. And then few days later, when you have to go back to the clinic, what will happen? Again, all those thoughts, my PPEs, I have to pay the staff, right? So the mind at conceptual level listens, but only for a short time. Do you know the way it is to train the mind? I'm again going to come back to it. It is the breath. It is the breath that will help you de-link your mind to this happiness. Yeah? And especially in today's situation, imagine, just see, like I said, we drink about 3 to 4 liters of water a day. Yes. Then we have 2 kgs, 1 to 2 kgs of food a day. But do you know how much of air we take in? How much by breath? 11,000 liters of air. That is how much the breath gives us energy. It's a very powerful source of energy. And just like I said, you can stay without food for some time. You can stay without sleep for some time. But you cannot stay without breath. That is how important the breath is. And it is the most neglected thing. It's like, you know, I always feel that we have this valuable thing that we can use, but we are not aware and we are not using. It's like your bank account is full and you don't know the password or you don't know how to access it, right? So these breathing techniques are our passwords to be able to access the mind, which is like a monkey. That's why it's called a monkey mind. So if we look at it, the mind is like a kite, and in the mind comes all these thoughts, emotions. I'm also talking about the hormones, right? And that is like a kite. And the what controls the kite? When we fly a kite, it's the thread that controls the kite, right? The thread is your breath, and it is your breath that can control the kite. But we do not know how to use the breath because we haven't been taught. None of these techniques have been taught. Also, just see, there is a rhythm in nature. Have you seen that? There will be a day, and then there'll be a night, and there'll be another day, and there'll be another night. You will never see 2 days at a time. Have you ever seen 2 days at a time? Or have you ever seen 2 nights at a time? No. So there is a rhythm. Also, if you see, the sun rises at a certain time. The sun doesn't say, I have partied tonight. Tomorrow I am going to come at 12 o'clock. Suppose if the sun said that. Tomorrow I'm going to come at 12 o'clock. Then one day he says, no, I'm going to come at 6 o'clock. Then the next day he says, no, I'm going to come at 3 o'clock. What would have happened? The whole universe would have been in chaos, right? It would not have life. So there is rhythm in nature that sustains the life. In the same way, we have been given a rhythm, and we know that it's been called the biorhythm of the body. And when we mess up this biorhythm because of our lifestyles, because of stress, because of our wrong habits and eating, when we violate this biorhythm, then disease comes. And the breath, have a look at it. It has a rhythm. There is a rhythm to the breath. So it is your best bet to get the biorhythm back to what it should be. The messed up biorhythm can come back with the help of using the breath. This I realized when I did this powerful technique called the Sudarshan Kriya. See, we are all going to be living lives, right? We're not going to stay in a jungle. So we want something that is very user-friendly, that is something very applicable, that is something that works. And just 2 days back on TV, there was Deepak Chopra, and Rajiv knows I like to hear things about that. And Rajiv called me. Now, Deepak Chopra is a very learned man, right? And he's a doctor in the medical field also. So he was saying in the medical words, how the breath, the pranayams, actually by the help of the vagus nerve is linked to our immunity. How these happy hormones that are created in us are all linked to the breath by the limbic system, right? So we have this trump card, and unfortunately, we do not use it. So isn't it time that we learned? And just see, in today's situation of COVID, what is the first thing that this virus attacks? It attacks your lungs, right? And the breathing practices, the pranayams, increase your lung capacity. We actually give out most of our toxins, 90% of it, of our waste materials, toxins produced are given out by the breath. But we use only 30% of our lungs. Yes, use only 30% of our lungs, right? And we all know that what is not used, it is that area where dirt gets stuck. Or if you have a rubber band and you don't use it, and then after some time you go to use it, the elasticity of it is gone. It snaps, especially the upper lobes of the lung, that is behind your clavicle over here. Those lobes are never used. And that is why many times when person gets tuberculosis and all, it is those parts of the lobes that get the disease, that gets the attack. And in today's COVID time, what do we need? We need strong lungs. We need high immunity, because we can wear a PPE and go out, right? But inside that PPE is us. How great it would be if we had our own internal PPE along with the external PPE. If we had our own internal PPE, if our fort inside was strong, something like I always say what Shivaji Maharaj used to do. He was, you'll all know, a warrior in India, and he had, because there are people from outside, when I did speak a word in Hindi, then they realized they couldn't hear it, understand it, so I did change to full English. So that's why I'm just giving it, that irrespective of what the enemy was, what did he do? He made his fort strong. Then let anybody come. It doesn't matter. So how about making our fort strong? How about making our hormones strong? How about making our immunity strong? How about making our lungs strong? How about making those thoughts that create havoc go away? And do you know only one thing is an answer to all of it? It's the breath. No, it's your breath that can give you this strength. And one thing that once really came home to me was, we all know of Steve Jobs, right? We've heard his name. Apple was his brainchild. And when he died quite prematurely. And if you've read his, have you read his dying words? You know what he says? In everybody's eyes, my life is an epitome of success, right? We all would say Steve Jobs was a very successful human being. Epitome of success, he says when he's dying. In everybody's eyes, my life is an epitome of success. But today, when I lie on this bed, hearing all these life-supporting machines beep and death lurking behind, rather death lurking in the corner, I don't feel successful. He says, I feel like the most unsuccessful person. Imagine the most successful person dying feeling unsuccessful. And you know what he goes on to write? He says, in my one focus approach of success, I became a very twisted human being. You can have people working for you. You can pay money to people to work for you. But all the wealth in the world cannot buy me health now. I forgot to read the book of good health. And then he goes on to say, when you have enough for yourself and your family, please enjoy moments with your family, because they are things that you will take away with you. Please do things that increase your health. Yeah. Don't only have this twisted approach to life. This COVID has given us this time. It has somewhere put us on in a very thinking mode. What is life about? Why am I running? What is this running going to achieve? What do I want next? And how do I achieve it? Yes, it has given us all these times to think and to have a hobby, to have creativity. You know, when we have hobbies and we do something creative, we get a dopamine rush. And this dopamine, so there are these happy hormones inside us. Have you noticed when we do certain things, we have this happy hormone? And I must tell you this very interesting story. Okay. So I had my eyes on these diamond earrings, and I was after Raji. This was long back. Yeah. This was much in the 2000s. And I had these eyes on these earrings and I wanted to buy them. And I got him to buy it for me. He saved and he got it, right? My solitaire. When I was waiting, my sister was getting it from Dubai for me. I'd ordered it. She showed me. Oh, I was so thrilled. The solitaires came. 15 days, I wore it. I was happy. After some time, it was lying on the dressing table. Here and there, Rajiv is telling me, oh, what happened? So much you were waiting for it. So much we spent on it. Anybody will pick it up. You will lose it. It's just lying. What did I realize? When we get things, what happens? If that happiness was in that earring, I should have lived happily ever after, right? That didn't happen. When we get those things, that dream car, that dream house, that dream clinic, or those earrings, what happens? It is actually inside you that on getting that, the happy hormone is created. Now, it is not easy to tell your husband to buy you solitaires every time, to buy that car every time, to buy that house every time, to have that clinic every time, right? But what if we had a technique that would give us that dose of our happy hormones, of the serotonin every day, free? How nice it would be, isn't it? Yes, that is why I said the breath is our bank, which is loaded and we do not know. So we do not, unfortunately in life, we haven't been taught, right? We've spent time, money and energy on studying so many things, but we haven't learned how to manage your mind, how to be happy, right? How to be, see, materialistic things are required. It is necessary. You need roti cup. What we say, again I'll be saying in Hindi, the roti kapra or makan we need. It's not that you don't need it. But along with that, you You need a technique to keep you happy no matter what. Because today it is COVID, tomorrow it is be something else. So no matter what, you need a technique. You need a protection. So wouldn't it be sensible of us if we all learned something that is user-friendly? Yeah. So I know I teach this very powerful breathing practice. It's by the Art of Living. Many other institutes teach their practices, their pranayams. So there are many of them. So you must learn one of them. I can speak for what I have experienced and what I practice and what I teach, what I have done research on in patients with anxiety. We did that research in our college. We actually gave them Alprax and placebo and a breathing practice. And we got fantastic results in anxiety in patients who took actually the breathing practice. Imagine, it was a blind trial. Yeah? So this is how powerful it is. It's only that because we don't know, we do not use it, right? So we must learn. This is the time we have to learn. We are locked in. And fortunately enough, everybody is teaching online classes, right? So I know this would sound like a marketing, but I always say, okay, this mobile is nice, buy it. Or we say, this nice, buy it. Or we even say, this drink is nice, taste it, right? So what's the harm in saying, this breathing technique is powerful, learn it, right? So it's a 4-day, what we take is a 4-day session, and it's just 2 hours a day. So that's the good news. And after that, okay, after that you can do it lifelong, and we have lifelong follow-ups for you that comes with the course anywhere in the world. Okay, not only anywhere in the world you can do it. It's called nowadays, it's called the online meditation and breath workshop. So it's being scrolled down. It's called the online meditation and breath workshop. And let me tell you, the donation is peanuts. And that donation will go for a daily wage worker. So what I mean to tell you is, what you will be giving is going to be will go for a daily wage worker, or it will go for a child's meal in one of the free schools. Yes. So I hope now I'm going to take some questions over here, and please feel free to ask. Please feel free. I would like to say, yes, any breathing practice will do. I'm so happy to hear that. Lokraj Sharma, that you practice meditation techniques of Osho, and it's a wonderful experience. Yes, all the techniques are very good, and okay, so I would like you to ask. Yes, somebody asked me, can it be done in pregnancy, the Sudarshan Kriya? If you've learned it before, yes, you can do it. But if you haven't learned it before, then you can't learn it during pregnancy. You have to learn a meditation technique. So there's a different meditation technique that is taught in pregnancy. You can send me a message on my WhatsApp. I'll tell you the meditation technique. And in pregnancy, when you do, it is these calming hormones that go into your fetus, because you have the umbilical cord through which these hormones are passed. So the immunity of the child is very high, and a lot of research has been done. Okay, so all these techniques have been clinically researched, and I could also share later on all the research that is done by NIMHANS, by AIMS, by a lot of in Stockholm they have done. Abroad also a lot of these techniques have been researched. So it's not mumbo jumbo. It has a scientific, very deep scientific background to it. Okay, so right, it's new. We can try, and we would love to learn. Happy to hear that, Pranita. Okay, so someone has asked me how to deal with consistency of practice. Okay. Let me tell you one thing. if you're looking for consistency in any field of life, you're looking for happiness or satisfaction in that consistency, if your happiness or satisfaction is linked to that consistency, you're not going to get it. Because life is about change. And it's only when you accept that life is about change, then what is given to you, you make the best of it and it becomes consistent then. Yeah. So the thing is, everything is changing. Just see the scenario today. And the moment you get comfortable with change, the breath will help you get comfortable with change. When you get comfortable with change, that consistency no longer disturbs you. And when the consistency, the concept of consistency no longer disturbs you, you will go very, very high up. Why do you want to be consistent? I would like your practice to grow. When it grows means it's not consistent. It is going to a higher plane. Why do you want to have a plateau? You want to go to a higher plane, right? Yeah. Okay. So, Ankit Bansal asks me, what is the difference between normal breathing and reverse breathing? Now, I'm sorry, Ankit, I don't understand this terminology. What is reverse breathing? But I am sure, okay, so Rajiv is telling me it is expanding the stomach.
That's what he's asking, I think.
Yeah. So is it supposed to be
abdominal and reverse?
Okay. So that is called the yogic breathing. Yes. So in the reverse breathing, what you do, see, the breath is like, there is a bucket movement. Okay. So whenever we breathe, the chest comes forward and downward. The diaphragm, I hope I'm not boring everybody now with this. The diaphragm is in between the chest and the abdomen, right? When the diaphragm comes down is when the chest expands, your air will fill up and the organs in your abdomen come out, right? So when you breathe in, you will see that the diaphragm will go down and your organs in the stomach will come out, right? And when you want to breathe in, this will come. And when you breathe out, what will happen? The reverse happens, right? So in this breathing, what happens? We divide the breathing into 3 parts so that you're using all the 3 lobes of your lungs and you are increasing the elasticity of the diaphragm. So what in this reverse breathing, we breathe in. When we breathe in, we first expand the stomach, then the chest, and then we take the clavicle behind, because the lobes behind the clavicle also have to open up. And when we breathe out, you do it in the reverse way. When you breathe out, first the clavicle comes down, then the chest, and then the stomach. That is why it is called as reverse breathing. So different schools will call it differently. In actually the text of breathing, what we call in the yogic practice, it is called as yogic breathing, and it will increase your capacity. It will increase your lung capacity. It's a very good thing to do. Yes. So if you remember it, please do it. Yeah. Okay, for how many days it is? The online meditation workshop, it's for 4 days. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday course, 2 hours a day, only for 4 days. From where you stay, means in your house. It's from the comfort of your home. Yeah. Yes. And anybody else can any online workshop. So many teachers teach it. Yes, you have to just call it the meditation and breath workshop by Art of Living. So that's what it is. Yeah. And how many cycles we do at a time? Sharad, I am at the time of the reverse breathing you're talking of what? I'm not to this thing.
There is a question from Pakistan by Dr. Gohar Khan.
Okay, so there is a question by Dr. Gohar Khan. And
can you please demonstrate the shortest, easiest common way of breathing technique for mind relaxation?
Yes, okay. So one that I taught you was the Nadi Shodhan Pranayam that helps to relax. the other pranayam that is there that I could teach you short. See, remember, you're talking on changing the physiology of the body when you're going to calm. And many times, whenever, like, you know, see, when somebody falls sick, like you get diabetes or you get an angina pain, it is thing that has happened over a long period of time. The physiology has got messed up over a long period of time. It doesn't happen overnight. To reverse that, again, you will at least need to give 4-5 days. You cannot reverse something that has changed so much, the physiology that has changed too much overnight. Yeah. So one of the shortest methods I showed you was this technique of alternate nostril breathing. Another method, yes, is the ha method. Okay. So another very important method is especially when you're lying down or when you're stressed. Okay. There is this I'm going to teach you two, three techniques. I'll teach you now that you all are so interested. One is this, you breathe in from the nose, and while breathing out from the mouth, say a ha. And when you're breathing in, breathe in for 3 counts. But when you're breathing out with the ha, you breathe in for at least 4 to 5 counts. So let's do one of the relaxation quick techniques. So let's breathe in from the nose. Sit comfortably, easily, all of y'all. Let's try this. Let's breathe in from the nose. And now while breathing out, do a ha. Breathe in from the nose. Breathe in from the nose. One more time. Breathe in from the nose. Now close your eyes. Watch your breath and your mind. Slowly and gradually, you may open your eyes. There is another breathing practice that is very good for relaxation, for anxiety. A lot of work has been done with patients with neurotic disorders in NIMHANS about it, and it's called as the Bhramari. In that we use a sound, okay? And the name only says Bhramari means the sound of a bee. So always remember, whenever we breathe out, whenever sounds are created to relax yourself, you have to take that sound out when you're breathing out. Okay. So I'll teach you the Bhramari, and let's do the Bhramari. So there are 3 types of Bhramaris, and I'm going to teach you all 3. Okay. So in the Bhramari, what we'll do, we'll breathe in. Then I will keep my tongue on the front of the palate. You won't be able to see that, but I'm telling you. And I will take out, and there will be a little gap in between my teeth. And I will take out the sound of a humming bee. So you just hear this, and then we'll all do it together. Okay. So I'm breathing in. Then I'm putting my tongue on my palate with my mouth closed, but teeth not touching. One more time for you to hear. Can we all try it? And you tell me how it feels. Yes, Sharad, you have asked how many times, how many cycles. You should do 6 to 9 cycles, right? So one cycle is breathing in from the left, giving out from the right, breathing in from the right, taking out from the left. That is one cycle. Very good question. You have to do 9 cycles of that. Okay, so now let's do the Bhramari. Sit comfortably and easily. Arms on your knees, facing to the skies. Let's take a deep breath in and let go. Now let's breathe in for Bhramari. Breathe in. Put your tongue on the palate and start taking out this humming sound of M. Enjoy the vibrations. Let's do 2 more rounds. Breathe in. Breathe out and chant. Enjoy the vibrations. One last round. Breathe in and chant. Slowly and gradually, taking your own time, with a smile, you may open your eyes. Now we'll do the second part of Bhramari. This time what we are going to do, see your ears are there. It has this small lid, what I call, right? You have to take your fingers, and when we will chant this time, we will close the ears, not putting the finger in, but just putting pressure on that lid, and with the help of that, closing the ears. So this time, we will chant the Bhramari like we did. We'll breathe in, we'll close the ears and chant. Now, once you close the ears, you will not be able to hear my instructions, though I will be giving it. So you will do one Bhramari, you wait for a few seconds, feel the vibrations all in your body. Again, breathe in. Again, breathing out, do the second Bhramari. Again, breathe in. Again, breathing out, do the third Bhramari. So we will be doing the Bhramari 3 times. This time, closing the ears. The instructions are the same. The tongue is going to be on the palate. The mouth is going to be closed. The teeth are not going to touch. Okay? So let's sit comfortably and easily. Take your hands, close your ears. Breathe in. And let's chant the Bhramari with the ears closed. Breathe in. Breathe in. Relax, get your hands down. Slowly and gradually, taking your own time, you may open your eyes. Yeah. Did you like it? Let me hear some comments if you all enjoyed it. What did you feel while doing the Bhramari? It is very good for anxiety. Yeah? It's very good. Yes, Indrajit, the Bhramari helps to activate the head chakra as well. Yes. Yeah. No, we cannot use earplugs. You have to use your fingers. There is something in a touch. Yes. Ask your dear ones. They will tell you there is something in a touch. So the earplugs are very different from using the warmth of your fingers. Yeah? Okay. Now, we'll learn the third part of Bhramari. This time when we chant, you have to vibrate. Means you have to open, close, open, close, open, close your ears. You're going to vibrate them, open, close. And now this time, let's see the difference. Yeah. Okay. So we are going to feel it's like you're playing an internal flute. It's called that. Yeah. Okay. So, yes. Thank you, Riddhi. So happy to hear you relaxed you. Yes. Shirish, the inner vibrations was like the sound of silence. Yeah. Okay. So now let's do the Brahmari with the vibrations. Sit comfortably, easily. Now close your ears again with your fingers and we'll do it 3 times. You'll breathe in. While breathing out, you will vibrate your fingers. Then you'll stop. Then again breathe in, breathe out and vibrate your fingers. Okay? Yeah. Breathe in. Breathing out, vibrate and chant. Breathe in. Breathe in. And relax. Slowly and gradually, you may open your eyes. Oh, Smita said when she noticed one more thing, that if she closes your ear with the tragus lightly, the sound is heard loud. So interesting. You're teaching me something, Smita. So nice of you to share. Okay. So the inner vibrations are amazing. Yes. And sound energy is used in the pranayams to help you calm. So these are different methods. See, when you hear a good song, have you seen how the song different types of songs have different actions on the mind? If you hear something slow and crying, you will feel in a very, very sad state. If you hear something peppy, you will feel very joyful and happy. Sometimes if it is too peppy, then you get too excited. You want to calm yourself, then you have to hear some nice instrumental music. Yes. So that is how music and chanting helps. That is the reason why these syllables are there. Right. Now, another thing is there. Let me tell you, the mind gets distracted very soon. Right? Have you ever seen this? That if somebody gives you, suppose I gave someone a compliment. If I give, okay, I have Smita's this thing in front of me. So suppose I give Smita. I hope you don't mind me using you, Smita. Suppose I give Smita Kole. I tell her, Smita, you're very beautiful. You look very nice. You have on a beautiful dress. You're so charming. But that footwear, Smita, that you wanted, it doesn't go with what you want. What will you think? So what stays in Smita's mind? The footwear. She'll go home and she'll keep it in the cupboard. She may not ever wear it. But those 5-6 compliments that I gave her, that will not come. The footwear, that is what will go into her mind. Right? So that is the tendency of the mind. So these are some things of the mind, like how we need to know the tendencies to be able to control them or overpower them. So mind has certain tendencies and certain rules, right? So the tendency of the mind is to cling to the negative. It always doubts the positive and it clings to the negative, you know. When somebody tells you, I love you, you will say, really? You will always doubt the positive. And you will always ask the same thing. Do you love me? Do you love me? Understood? So it's the tendency of the mind. It always doubts the positive and clings to the negative. So what happens? This tendency of the mind has to be changed. And the best way to change the tendency of the mind is again by the breath. Because we saw how when you're sad, that emotion is different. How when you're angry, that emotion is different. When you're happy, the emotion is different. With the help of the breath, because the breath and the emotion has a close connection. So this tendency of the mind is to attach itself to the negative emotions can be easily conquered by your breathing. Yeah, human focus is more on the negative compliments compared to the 10 positive. Yes, Indrajit, conditioning. And conditioning can be undone because it has been conditioned. A child is never born like that. Right? A child is born very pure and happy. He smiles, I don't know how many 100 times a day when you're small. And then I've forgotten the statistics. It starts becoming less when we become bigger. And then when we are still older, it becomes very rare. Yeah. So that is what. So again, it's conditioned, and we have to, the breath, again, I'm going to come back to that. The breath will help you change these conditions. Yes, it does relate to the endorphin release, Smita. Yes, it does. Yeah. So is there any other questions that you like? We've had a long show, and I would like to thank everybody for being here and for attending the show. I'd like to thank the people who showed me this wonderful part of life. And it started with one of the dentists, none other than Dr. Jito, who was the one who took me to this part. And then, of course, it went on. I went on to learn, go be a faculty with the Art of Living, learned things with the Ayush, with other societies and other organizations, I would say. And I would also like to thank and acknowledge all those dentists who actually, when I teach, they motivate me, they inspire me, like Dr. Vikas Agarwal, who recently did the course just a week back with his wife, beautiful wife, Vandana, and Dr. Sachin Shah. So some of them took the opportunity for this lockdown, and they said they wanted to learn. So very thankful for them. And of course, needless to say, thankful to Rajiv, who's been very supportive to me to give me all this. Actually today's thing was his pushing, no, you need to go. And yes, Vaishali, I'm too happy. And Vaishali, when you give, you get. And I can see, I'm so happy you all have all got something. But let me tell you, in your getting, I have got more. Yeah? Because joy always increases by sharing. That's a saying. Joy increases by sharing. So thank you so much. Don't worry. The COVID is for a short time. Let's all go out with an internal PPE too, not only with an external PPE, the internal PPE. So instead of why me, we can tell the COVID, try me. Yes. So then we can be smiling and can also support our patients. Because if we have fear in our mind that I'm going to get it from the patient, or fear in our mind that I'm going to give it for the patient, it's all going to show in our body language. It's going to show in the way we do our treatments. It's going to show in the whole thing. So thank you very much. Our fear will always show, and so it's for the others people's sake we have to overcome this fear. Yeah, because life is a celebration and life is a smile. We are dentists. We have to smile. We have to spread smiles. Yeah, we've been born for that. That's our purpose in life. It's time to think about other purposes also. But one of the purposes, put a smile on everyone's face in whichever way we can. Yeah? Thank you. Thank you very much.